Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 WPBA Soaring Eagle Masters here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and I am in the booth with Kathy Tishumper.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great feature matchup, B-side matchup between Janet Atwell and Caroline Powell.
This is going to be a great match. These two are always, every time we've ever seen them play, have been a really fun to watch.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good match. We're pretty excited to bring it to you guys at home. Please make sure if you are watching from our YouTube channel that you share, like, and subscribe. That way you always get notified whenever we go live. If you're watching on Amazon or Billiard TV, welcome to the show. All right.
And thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing us into your homes, right?
Yes.
All right.
This is exciting.
So basically what we're doing right now is Kathy and I are just kind of sitting here waiting for the player announcements to be finished from our tournament director / tour president, Dean Raisler. And once he's done, these ladies will get up to lag the balls. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're going to have a great show. We'll say thank you to some of our sponsors. Here's some of the sponsors for the WPBA. And for this event, our headlining sponsor is the Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. They are a fantastic host, as well as all of our major sponsors. Diamond, Simonis, Aramith, as well as Big Family Custom Creations, the ICA Training Tool, Tips, How Flash Carbon Fiber Shaft, Super Shop Billiards, Kamui, Classic Billiards in Florida, Castilla Leather Goods, and of course the official rack sponsor of the WPBA, the Perfect Rack. All right, Kathy, how do you think it's going? You're helping with the tournament direction as well.
It's going well. So these morning matches are all B-side matches. This whole tournament has got an incredible field. This has got to be the toughest field we have ever had here at the WPBA.
Yeah, and if they want to follow along with the brackets, you guys can go to digitalpool.com and search WPBA.
WPBA, it's under 2025 Soaring Eagle Billiards, Soaring Eagle Masters. You'll find us there.
Yeah, so lots of good stuff going on here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We absolutely love the venue here, and all the players do too. If you ask them what their favorite event is, they're going to tell you the Soaring Eagle Masters. So just because the people here are just amazing, the staff is awesome.
They treat us like royalty here. They're wonderful. And this place is beautiful.
And they have so many pool tournaments a year here that it's just got this pool vibe to it. You know, they're used to us being here. They know what we're carrying around when we're carrying around these big sticks. So
and they love us. They treat us like family.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks as though the winner of this match will be playing again today at 2 o'clock. So, and the loser will be out of the event.
Yes.
That would make them a 2-0 loss if they get knocked out in this round. So somebody's going home.
And there are some big names on the loser's side.
Yeah.
Big names. We had Kelly and Jasmine playing last night. Kelly came out on top of that, so Jasmine is on the loser's side.
Which is not good for the rest of the tournament field, I'm just saying.
And neither one played bad.
No.
I mean, obviously they're both amazing players, but Kelly just stepped it up another gear and finished it off.
Well, Kelly just came back from overseas, so she's been playing in a lot of hay bowl events.
Yeah.
I would feel like that alone brings her a lot of confidence coming into this event. So.
A lot of these players are saying, coming from the hay ball event, that these tables look small. It's like plunking buckets.
Yeah. Well, and also that they're a bit shorter than a hay ball table.
Right. Yeah.
So April Larson, she was saying that she felt as though it was, how do you call it? Like she felt very big over top of the table, like a giant.
Yeah, they lean way over the table, like they're going to tip over it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is a race to 8, and they're going to lag for the first break. Apparently, Janet's not ready. All right, you guys. So Caroline's going to be at the top right of your view. Janet's going to be at the top left. Janet Atwell is the owner of Borderline Billiards in Bristol, Tennessee. Caroline,
wonderful place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And we have an event there every year. So kudos to them for just always hosting us as well. All right.
This is going to be a really good leg. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
All All right, they're gonna. It looks as though she's giving it to giving it to Caroline. So let's talk about the match rules for this event. They're gonna lag for the first break, which you just saw. It's an alternate break format thereafter. The 9-ball doesn't count on the break in the bottom 2 pockets. The 9-ball is on the spot. No break box. The opponents are going to rack for each other. 3 consecutive fouls is a loss of game, and this is cue ball fouls only. So you see Janet's racking. Caroline did win the lag, so she's going to get the first break. In the event that they go hill-hill, which would be a 7-7 score, Caroline would have the break.
Yes.
So that's the importance of winning the lag. It's more so not just to get the first break, but to guarantee yourself the last break.
And at this level, that last break could be the match.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely. All right, so they are using the Perfect Rack. It's produced in Canada. They are the official rack sponsor of the WPBA. It's an amazing template rack, so we're pretty happy to have them on board with us here at the WPBA. All right, so she does make the wing ball. The one misses the side pocket, and the cue ball has tracked itself to the top short rail.
She can see the one. Does not have a great shot on it.
All right, so as soon as they start their tablet, we should have the live scoring. As soon as they start their tablet, we should have the live scoring on the screen. But until then, if just by some chance it doesn't get started right away, you can see the scorekeeper at the top of your screen on their table. They'll go ahead and use that because there is an audience, a live audience here, so they'll use that to show the live audience their score. Nice kick safety there by Kapow. Janet's coming to the table, kicking, and it looks as though she may have to go a minimum of 2 rails to make a good hit on this one. All right, so she's going to elevate and swerve around the 7, putting a lot of left-hand spin on that ball to get a good hit, and she has. All right, so although she's left Caroline a shot on the 1, it was a wonderful hit by Janet Atwell. We also have another good match coming up today. The noon round will be Veronique Menard, the Canadian champion, versus Jordan Helfrey, the young phenom, our youngest competitor in the WPBA this year. All right, good starting shot by Caroline. All right, she wanted to get a little more pace out of that cue ball. She must have caught the ball a little fatter than intended, but it's okay. She's going to probably play a containing safety. She could go offensive here, but I don't know that it lends itself to a good result. So she's probably going to just go ahead and cross over the 3 and put some distance between the 2 balls. So on a 9-foot table, distance is actually, it's your friend when you're playing safeties. If you can't quite get a safety where you're hiding the cue ball from the object ball, it's nice to put some distance between them, at least making your opponent's shot much more difficult. And these ladies are on a mandatory 40-second shot clock with a 40-second extension per rack and 60 seconds after the break. All right, watch the cue ball. It's dark in there.
Yep.
Oh, and she's down. She clipped that. I mean, Caroline played a pretty decent safety right there. So Janet pretty much had all she could get of that 3.
Yeah. Yeah, she couldn't see much of it.
All right, so you guys can see there, next to the players' names on the scoreboard on your screen, there are 3 numbers. That is what we classify as a Fargo rate in pool. It is basically a world ranking system. The higher the number, the better the player.
You can see these 2 players are pretty close.
Yeah, they're only about 20 points different, so that wouldn't even be a game spot between them. And then the little number in parentheses, the number 8, that is the race. So whoever wins 8 games first will win this match. Nice strike by Caroline there. All right, so she's going to try, I think she's going to go ahead and try to stay on this side. Oh, she shot it to the corner. What a good shot.
That was a great shot.
Wonderful shot. A lot of that was just for simplicity of the cue ball.
Yeah.
She wanted to move the cue ball as minimal as possible on that shot, and she was successful.
She actually played a really great match last night. She came out on the wrong end of it, but she played well. It's a fun match to watch.
I think that's the storyline of most of the matches yesterday.
Yeah.
There were so many matches. I know for myself included, I played Soa, and she's one of the top Fargo-rated players in the
She's
world.
incredible. Yes.
And she actually had a beautiful match against Bean last night.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that Bean is a champion on her own rights.
Yes.
And I was just pleased to get to 5. In a race to 8 just to win 5 racks, I am not mad.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, there is no clear-cut, you know, I wouldn't bet on any one person to win this because it is such a strong field.
No, I mean, you're 1 in 64 in your odds.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, or 63 or whatever it is. I don't know how exactly to do that, but all right.
The math is not good. Let's just leave it at that.
It's not good odds on your money. All right, so Caroline does overcut the 8 ball. And Janet's got a bit of a tester on this 8. She has options. She can be offensive, which she may be, and it's the first rack of the match.
Yeah.
But she could also try to play a safe as well, where she banked the 8 ball in a Z pattern down table and try to keep the cue under the 9.
Right, or she could just roll the 8 up to the rail and
she could do that as well.
Tuck the cue behind the 9. We'll see what she looks like.
That's probably what she's going to do, Kathy.
Yeah.
She may be able to try to bank it back towards the short reel as well. And she's see those shots right there, and that's the only reason why I don't enjoy those shots.
Yeah.
It's because you have to have such a good feel of the table.
Right.
And this is their first rack of the day.
Yep. Yeah, that cue leaked out a little bit on her, a little farther than she wanted.
Yeah.
But Caroline does not have a clear-cut shot either. She could choose to bank. She could choose to play a safe.
Speaking of Caroline, you know, Caroline does a lot for the WPBA. We are really proud to be part of her genius, if you could put it lightly. But her current WPBA ranking, she's 20 on tour, but she's been as high as number 4, and she has been the highest ranked American a few times in her career. She is a Mez sponsored player as well, so all of her playing equipment is Mez. Mez cue, Mez jump cue, and Mez break cue as well. Janet is actually the opposite. She, as far as that, she's all peach hour.
Yes. Yep.
So Janet is a peach hour sponsored player. She's currently ranked 14th or 15th on tour, but she's been as high as 8 throughout the year.
It was a great shot.
Yeah, consistently top 10, top 15.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Both players have done so much for our organization. Janet is starting to kick off the amateur tour, the WPBA amateur tour.
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Semi-pro, she is. She is always so helpful with things. She's always looking for ways to create and do more work for our brand. And
Yep.
so I appreciate Janet for that. All right, so a little bit of a tester. She did get a funny bump off the point of the side pocket, but it worked out nicely.
And I think there's just a slight angle, which I think is probably going to help her.
This side of the table, for a right-handed player, I feel is very difficult, especially if you're a hardcore right eye dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she drains it.
Nothing but net.
There you go. There you have it. And it's her break next. So the score, ladies and gentlemen, is 1-0 in this race to 8. Trying to figure out, you guys, I'm trying to figure out, I apologize for this. I'm trying to figure out, I have someone gifted me a little beanie baby fox. And yesterday, thank you to Big Family Marie, she bought me this little beanie baby fox. And I came in today because it's on my booth. I came in today and somebody had it upside down on its head with a Post-it note underneath it that says, "Please turn me over." And I can't figure out whose handwriting it is. I think it's my husband's or Dean's. But somebody thinks they're funny. Which is fair because they did make me giggle. All right, here we go.
Janet to break rack number 2. Trying to get their tablet to work. There we go. Again, we are putting the 9 on the spot. That's new for the WPBA. I believe this is our 2nd tournament we've done that now.
Yep, 2. Yes, we did it at Racks in New York, and here we are. Oh, she gets a cue.
She lost the cue, but she made quite a few balls. That's a pretty nice open table for Caroline to come up to.
With ball in hand.
Yes.
So I think here the trick is definitely going to be from the 3 to the 5. She does have ball in hand to get started. And she wants to really make sure that she has angle on her 3 ball to be able to maneuver back across table for the purple 5. We are using the Aramith black set as well. Pink 4, purple 5. We typically use the Pro Cup with the pink 4 and the orange 5, right?
Yep.
But
that was nice. Slid right by that 9.
Aramith sent us these for this event, so yeah, she's in a good line here. Maybe a little flatter than she probably wanted, but she can do something with this.
Chooses to attack. It looks like she's putting a little follow on it. Well, maybe not.
She's gonna have to punch it back across.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted just a tad more angle. I think she'd have rather had more cut on the ball. All right, now she could cross this and take the cue ball 2 rails to try to get under the 9. Oh, nice.
That was a great save.
Yeah, I didn't think she had the whole face of that ball. That was a good shot. Optical illusion, folks.
Yeah, that puts Janet back on her heels a little bit. Looks like she's going to grab her jump cue.
So I know that she doesn't technically have a nickname anymore, but when she first started playing on tour, we called her Jumpin' Janet.
Jumpin' Janet, yep.
She was one of the innovators when the jump cue came about. And as far as ladies pool was concerned, she got very good with it very quickly. So, oh, nice effort.
Leaves the cue on the rail.
Yeah, so she has left Caroline about as difficult as she could have, considering. And this shot's tricky as well, because if you play this ball and you do cut it to the corner, it's real difficult to hold the cue under the 6 when you're on the rail. And you can't really bump it from here either. I like the safety play.
Yeah.
Very smart pool. Very smart shot. And Janet's going to the air again. Oh,
that was a great try.
It's probably because I was getting ready with the replay button.
That's a great try. And that's not a terrible jump. She only had to go over not even half of the 6 ball. She was really close on that.
All right, so the 6 and the position that it's in, this can be a bit of a daunting shot to get to from this 4 ball, this 5 ball, I apologize. She may have to come around 2 rails and try to get underneath it. If she can draw it over, that's great, but she needs more pace.
Yeah. She's going to try and hide that cue ball behind the 7 and 8, and she gets it.
And she has done it. Janet's like, here we go again. 3 jumps in a row. Yep, here she goes.
Yep.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, she's gone.
Can't tell if she can get that past the 9 or not. I believe she can.
Yeah, I'm sure she's fine on that.
Oh, yeah. Again, this overhead cam is wonderful.
This is Kathy's favorite view.
It is my favorite view.
Oh boy, it's gonna slow up. Caroline may be going to get her jump cue. Although I don't think that's the best idea. Oh, she can see this? Well, she needs to be mindful of the scratch off the 8. Yeah.
Not sure if she can push through that with the 8 there. Might carry him off the 8 and go into the pocket anyway.
That's right. Yeah, so we actually have to discuss this before, Kathy, but the decision to go with the 9 on the spot was to
Look
align.
out! Look out!
Yeah, see, we kind of called that.
Yeah.
I think we both knew that was possible. So Janet's going to have ball in hand on these 3 balls, but the decision to go with the 9 on the spot actually was to align ourselves with the rest of the world, correct?
The
With
WPA. That was an ask on the WPA's part.
Yeah, so it was in order to make some of these events world ranking events, and that way the girls were all allowed to play in these events by their federations, etc. So that it's to align ourselves within the rest of the international
Pool world.
pool market. Yeah, so it's just a thing now. Typically, you'll see in pool that a lot of times when you'll see the 1 on the spot, but with a template rack, they've decided to align themselves in a different manner with the 9 on the spot, and it's been quite interesting actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great shot by Janet. Nice little punch shot. Come out away from the rail. Leave herself a nice shot on the 9.
I just want to throw out there that if you guys have never been to Borderline Billiards in Bristol, Tennessee,
It's so amazing.
you need to go. It is a great pool room, and
It is hands down the nicest pool. Now, mind you, I'm sure I'm not the most, worthy of this topic, but it is the nicest pool hall I have ever seen in my life. It is gorgeous.
Well, it's just beautiful, It's full of Brunswicks. She's a Brunswick sponsored player as well, and her entire pool room it's called the Brunswick Arena, actually. It's
there's a
stunning.
whole arena in the back and upstairs in the back.
Yeah, it's
The
awesome.
downstairs itself is nice enough, but then you go upstairs and it's mind blowing.
All right, so here we have it, folks. Janet Atwell, she's stole another one, but the match is currently 2-0 in her favor. We got a long ways to go. This is an alternate break format.
All right. So Caroline drops one in the corner pocket there. She can come off the rail for that one, but doesn't have a great shot on it. And it would be difficult to get back to the 2. Great shot.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of green there.
Yeah, there is. She's going to have to go ahead and just cross over this. Maybe use the pink as a blocker. She can play slightly offensive, but she doesn't really have a good shot on the 3, so it doesn't really serve purpose.
That was a smart shot. I think she would have liked the cue ball to go another 4 or 5 inches there. Right up behind the 4 ball. I'm sorry, the 5 ball. Again, the balls are backwards.
Looks like Janet's going to go up table with this cue.
That's a great save.
I do think Caroline has the edge of the blue ball.
Yeah, I believe so. And maybe even a little bit more than the edge.
Yeah, maybe. It's very possible. Take a look at the overhead, see if we can get any better. Yeah, she's got quite a bit of that too. I don't know that she has a lot she can do with it, but she definitely. Well, she got it. Oh, she's going to get away with it. Yeah, that's about all she could do, though. She made a good hit. It's 9-ball for you, folks.
Mm-hmm. Janet's jump cue's all warmed up, though. Janet got a nice leave there, too. Looks like the cue ball stuck behind the 9 ball. I think Janet's probably amazed she's actually got a straight up shot. It's a nice shot.
Right, so she's sitting pretty good here. The test is going to be how she gets from the 6 to the 7. She's definitely going to have to come with a nice stroke.
Nice shot.
All right, so what do you think, Kathy? Like, I was looking through the bracket, and I'm blown away by the skill level of the ladies that are currently touring with us this season.
It's incredible.
It is probably the strongest field, and I don't mean no disrespect to the ladies who were namesakes of this tour, but I would say that the ladies in this field are just some of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have probably 10, 12, 15, 700 Fargos in this event.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's amazing. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to be a part of this tournament. It's amazing pool to sit here and watch. These players have traveled so far to be here, and to compete at this level is,
Yeah, and it's just getting stronger, which I think says a lot about our middle of the road players as well, because I think we're just going to make them stronger
yeah,
by aligning ourselves with getting more added money, making more world ranking events. I think we're just aligning ourselves for greatness.
slow down, slow down.
Yeah, or go faster,
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
two. All right, so this is awkward. It's like she's gonna have to take her extension and then use her extension for the bottom of her cue. Okay, so she's got to make a decision. Which way does she want to cut the 9? Unless she opts to try to bank it.
Well, she's got a few options there.
Yeah, she definitely has
She
options.
could, yeah, bank it, play safe. Looks like I think she's going to try and play safe here.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
And I think this one too is a nice containing safety because it's a little bit on the awkward side, either pocket that you choose to bank it at.
Right, right. Either way, she's got to make Caroline make the shot.
Yeah,
It's not an easy shot.
Okay, so this one is also one of those shots that if she does come up short on the 1 rail, it may bank back into the 2 rail into the side pocket.
Right.
So if she doesn't make it in the left, it may 2 rail Z shot over to the right side pocket. We'll see.
It's a great try.
Good effort. Put some distance between the balls. Janet's got a bit of a tester here on this 9 ball. Now, I was taught a long time ago, and this is a piece of information for the folks at home, if you're new to pool. Typically in these particular situations, you're better off, if you're going to miss the ball, to overcut it than to undercut it.
Yep.
If you undercut it, it's going to hit on the top short rail, and it's going to bounce up.
And leave your opponent a shot.
Leave your opponent a shot on the right long rail. If you overcut it, it's likely to bounce back towards the short rail.
Mm-hmm.
And
Janet makes a great shot.
She doesn't even have to worry about it. Swish. All right, folks, for just a second, check out our promo about the World Championships coming up in July. All right, and There you have it, folks. We're back in action.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, July 3rd through the 6th?
6th? 7th.
3rd through the, yeah, all right. We're going to be in Wisconsin for the first ever WPBA Oneida World Championship 8-ball event. We've never had an 8-ball World Championship for the women, so
no,
pretty
this is going to be very
excited.
exciting.
Yeah, we're pretty excited to produce that event, so make sure you tune in. If you're not going out to watch fireworks, you should watch them. Watch the fireworks from the ladies.
And we're kicking it off at Lambeau Field.
We are. Our opening ceremonies are at Lambeau Field. All right. 2 rails out of this top left or top right corner. She overhit this. She just caught the one a little thinner than she intended. Should be okay, but the 3-7, it's decent. If she can figure out how to get back across table for it.
Yeah, she'll need to get out of traffic there.
Yeah, she's got that 6-ball right in the way, so I think that she's put herself in a bit of a position. We'll see how Caroline handles that. She, if she'd have held that cue ball and not caught the one so thin, she'd have been in a much better position shooting the 2 to get back over to the right side for the 3-7. See if she can avoid the 6. All right. Oh, lots of things happening there. All right, so she did. She played the cue off the 6, pushing back under. Ooh,
Oh, that's a great try.
nice effort. All right, so this is a really tough matchup from the B side. Don't you think?
It is.
I mean,
it
these
is.
two having to draw into each other on the B side.
Right. And one goes 2 and out. Yep,
Yeah.
that is very tough.
And it's just such a hard thought process to think that either of these ladies could potentially be 2 and out, and one of them is going 2 and out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way around it. So whoever wins this match will play again today at 2 o'clock versus the Magic Bean being hung. So tough road for anyone in this event. There is no easy draw.
Yeah, there's quite a few players if you look down the bracket that could easily go 2 and out that are it's pretty amazing to fathom that could happen.
Yeah, right? Exactly. All right, so she's going to draw this to the left long rail and back out towards the middle of the table. She does need angle to get from the 5 to the 6 anyway, so although steep and there's some distance, she should be okay. Just got to pocket this ball.
Yeah, she may choose to come around the backside of the 6, but she doesn't want a lot of angle when she comes up onto the 7 because she's going to need to hold that cue ball to get to the 8.
All right. She did that pocket just a tad, but she got her in there.
Yep.
These tables have been playing very tight, although they're standard diamond tables. They're playing just a bit tighter than that.
Right.
So I think as the tournament goes on, we'll see how they wear in. Great, nice little stun. With this angle, though, she has a couple different options. And she can attempt to roll that in, but if she rolls it in, she may have some deceleration issues.
Yes. Or she can go back and forth.
Yeah. Or even short side on the 8. We'll
Right.
just have to see what Janet chooses to do. She's going short side.
Slow down.
Low ball. And now she's under it. Very close to her work. So she looks like she's looking to thin this ball. Take the cue ball 1, 2 rails to the top short rail in your view. All
That's a
right.
good choice.
Yeah. She put the pressure back on Caroline.
Yep.
I think Caroline has to go at this offensively. She needs to just really commit to making the ball Not sweat the position too much. It's natural to come up table.
Great shot. Oh, didn't quite make it.
Well, there, right there, though, is a prime example of what I was talking about earlier about
Yes.
overcutting and undercutting.
Yep.
She overcut that ball, so the object ball tracks back to the short rail. Doesn't lay up in front of the pocket for you.
And she puts the pressure back on Janet.
Yeah.
It is makeable, but it is definitely not an easy shot.
All right, so Janet just really
It's good
committed,
speed. Yep.
committed to making the ball.
It's good speed. Gets her cue off the rail.
Like I said, these ladies are on a mandatory 40-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack. Ooh.
Nice shot.
She got her in there. 4-0 in favor of Janet Atwell. This is a race 8 at the 2025 Soaring Eagle Masters. This is the first round of the B side. Both these ladies have already taken 1 loss. The winner will play again today at 2 o'clock versus Bean Hung, and the loser will be going home.
Should we check some live scores?
Sure, let's do it.
Let's see what's going on around the room.
All right, so this is what's happening around the room at the moment. Margarita Fefalova, who also took an early round loss to Tina Larson last night, is up 3-1 over Sandy Chang. Mina Tani is up 4-1 over Chanel Lorraine. Lisa Cosette, the U.S. Amateur Champion, is up 2-1 over Laura Semko. Rachel Lang and Laura Smith are in a tight battle at 2s. Billy Billing is 3-1 over Stephanie Mitchell, the Velvet Hammer. Janet Atwell, oops, that's our feature match. That's in the
ours.
green.
Yep.
The green table is always our feature. All right, and Savannah Easton has taken a commanding lead over June Myers, 5-0. Shayna Lewis and Tracy Cantrell are 3-2 in favor of Skittles. Shayna.
Yeah.
So some good. These are just B-side matches. These ladies are fighting for their tournament lives at this point. So the first 3 rounds today, I think, are all B-side matchups, right?
10, 12, 2, and 4 are
Also
all
4
B-side.
rounds.
Correct.
So our next match on the feature table today at noon is going to be the Canadian champion Veronique Menard versus the young phenom Jordan Helfrey. So that's another great B-side matchup.
Yes.
I think the fans at home will enjoy that.
I love watching Jordan.
Yeah.
She's great. For as young as she is, I saw her in Charleston playing, and she was a little, hesitant her first game or two, and then her stroke opened up, and she was just amazing to watch. She's going to be a fantastic player. Well, she is already.
All right, guys, just for a quick second, why don't you check out one of our sponsors? All right, everybody. So Kathy has stepped out to take care of some tournament details. She's also currently shadowing the tournament director, learning more about the tournament direction as well as the streaming. She is very versatile and Kathy is very intelligent. So being a board member for the WPBA, a lot of us like working with her. She is very easy, very nice to get along with, but very blunt, which I enjoy. Um, so she had to step out and help with some of the tournament direction there. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and I am the host of the WPBA. So these ladies took a short player break. We're back at it. Janet has a pretty substantial lead, but as we've all seen in the past, if you're a fan of the WPBA, that means nothing. We see momentum shifts on a regular basis, usually about this point in the match. And although it is an alternate break format, we have seen more matches than not that are hill-hill, which would be a 7-7 score line, and playing the last rack. We've seen a lot of them this week. Quite a few matches are very close. I think a lot of that lends itself to the alternate break format. So Caroline does break. She doesn't make anything on the break. I think she wants Janet to make sure. There you go. The ladies, they work together. Nobody's real particular, but about who, if you pick a ball up to get it off the rack or whatever, nobody is really stressed if you get it back exactly. If you shake a little bit, it's okay. But they're going to move. They're using the perfect rack. They are the official rack sponsor here at the WPBA. And they'll remove that from the table. Some of the ladies don't like it sitting on the rail. They take it all the way back to their seating table. Some of the ladies don't even care and just leave it on the rail. Well, so it looks like just giving it back, eh? So with the 9 on the spot, we no longer have the 3-point rule in effect. We do have a no soft break, but we don't allow the players to make that decision. We have tournament staff that can clearly see whether or not you're soft breaking. The players can complain if they want to the tournament direction, and then you'll get a warning. Then they'll be keeping their eye on you. But for the most part, the ladies are all familiar. They know the rules. That's the one thing I do have to say about the ladies on tour. Everyone is really great. Like, they're all professionals, so they know how to handle themselves in these situations. And as the tour talent gets a little more international, we're seeing more and more talent. You're going to see less and less of those little problems. So, the rules are set to make us align more with the world stage. And I think so far we've been pretty successful. So, all right, so a little back and forth action. Caroline ends up leaking the cue out. It is a bit of a tester. I'm aware it's a tester for Janet, and she may bump into the red 3, but I think she should be okay to at least pocket the ball. So she overcut that. Almost got the cue ball around there.
Caroline does walk up with a shot.
Yeah.
Pretty good shot, actually.
Welcome back, Kathy.
Thanks.
All right. So like I said, we've got some great matches lined up for the day. This is kind of the busy business end of the event, or the part of the event where the girls really kind of settle in. The room gets really quiet because they are in elimination rounds. And then we call Saturday moving day, so stay tuned. There's lots more action to go.
Yep.
We have some great A-side matches at 7 and 9 tonight.
7 o'clock is A-side, 9 o'clock is B-side again.
This is Eastern time zone. All right, so good starting shot by Caroline. She may go 2 rails to come to this bottom short rail just to have a shot on the pink 5. Oh, no. Oh, that was weird. Very, very uncomfortable to shoot this ball.
Yeah, that cue cannot be hanging in there by much.
If she's got a... Is she going to cross over it? Is she going to try to potentially make the... I can't see her trying to make the 9 from here.
She could actually see a lot more of that ball than I thought she could.
Very awkward cueing, though, being in the point like that. All right, so Janet comes back to the table with a decent opportunity. Caroline's just not really getting anything going just yet in this match. And with a seasoned pro like Janet, you really got to stay on your feet. She's been doing this a long time. There's not a lot of quit in this lady.
No, there's not. She's got a really good opportunity here to go up 5-0.
All right, so she can just roll this in and take the 6 on the side, or she can come 1 rail back up for the 6 in either of the bottom corners. Do believe it goes in either pocket. Nice touch there. Using her extension.
So she's probably going to just put the 7 on the side and maybe come off that end rail for the 8. This should be a pretty simple out for her.
Yeah, just a center ball stroke, pocket the ball.
Yep.
She dug into it a tiny bit, but that's okay. It's still...
Yeah, she should be able to punch it and slide it over for a nice shot on the 9. This one's going to be about speed.
Yeah, I'm sure to shoot both balls in the same pocket. Oh,
that
cue
is
ball.
not the lead she wanted.
Yeah, she let go of the cue just a little bit. She didn't quite dig into that cue ball, pocketing that ball enough to where it caught that left long rail and would grab. So it just kind of went under the 9 a tad. This may be that momentum shift. We'll see how it goes.
It could be.
But Janet's really good at just really coming with something when she needs it. That's one thing I do like about Janet. She's got a lot of grind in her, and she's not much of a quitter. All right,
No,
so
she isn't.
she's going to cut this ball.
Is she? Or is
I
she
think-
playing it safe?
I don't know. I almost kind of felt like she's trying to cut it.
We'll see.
Oh, she's going for the bank potential safety. Smart
That was
shot.
that was a very smart shot.
Because at first when she got behind it, she was looking at it, and I thought,
Yeah.
is she cutting this?
No, but that's great because if you don't get it, like you said, it ends up on the end rail. It doesn't leave Caroline much.
Absolutely. Okay, so Caroline caught that.
wants that to get legs a little bit, one way or the other. Not stop in
If
front
you
of the
know
pocket.
Caroline, that face she just made is like textbook Caroline. She's like, are you serious right now? She's like, why can't I get anything going? She did leave Janet a bit of a tester, though. I mean, Janet's got to come with a good, solid stroke here.
But it is makeable.
It is,
and Janet is shooting well.
Yeah, it is absolutely a makeable shot. There's a good look at that ball. Oh, there's somebody's head.
Great shot.
All right.
That's a nice shot.
There it is.
So Janet goes up 5-0 on Caroline.
5-0.
All right, we're back.
And Mr. Dean Raisler, the president of the WPBA, pop in the booth. We don't let him talk on the microphone often, though.
No. So Janet gets a nice break, drops 3 balls. Can see the 2, does actually have a shot on the 2.
This is kind of wild. So Janet's first WPBA event was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
In 2000. Yeah.
That's how long this lady has been a force. Oh, something just happened. Must be that someone on the left of her is in her view. She probably stopped. That's one thing I will say about the way that we time keep. Especially because we're in venues, even though they give the TV table a little more space from the tables to the left or to the right of them, occasionally you'll see someone walk into your line of sight, and you'll stand up. Now here, if you do that and you say, hey, I'm waiting for that player, they'll stop the shot clock for you so you don't get penalized for someone walking around.
Right, being distracting.
And it's not intentional by any means. You know, they're not, the person on the table next to you is not trying to distract you. It's just the way it works, you know. All right. And we don't use the shot clock as a punishment, I guess is the way I would say it.
We just use it to keep things flowing.
Yeah, nice timely manner. We like to keep things timely, especially on the feature table. No one wants to watch a 5-hour race to 8.
No.
So, including me. So, we've had a few experiences. That's why we instilled the shot clock on the feature table.
The planet doesn't have enough coffee for that.
Great shot by Janet.
And this is actually a nice wide open table. I mean, all balls pretty much have 6 pockets to go into. It's what she chooses to do with the cue.
She may bump this 7 ball. We'll see. And she has.
Yep, she did.
She doesn't want it to get too close to the left long rail.
Yeah, I think she left herself a bank.
Okay.
It's there, but the table assignment is a different table.
All right, so we're just making sure we get some stuff done here. All right, this is tough. She's left herself a tester, but you know, Janet's made a couple great shots already. She's playing really well. Janet typically has nice matches on the stream. She's a very focused player. Oh, so Caroline, here's a chance for Caroline to maybe steal one back. Surprised that Janet played the cross safety there instead of just being offensive. She's made some great shots along the way. All right, so Caroline may be able to steal one back. 2 rails out. She wants to get above that 9. Great shot. All right, Kathy, are you done being the boss now? Can we get back to the match?
We'll see. I sure hope so. Here we go, Caroline Powell on the board.
And she's on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a word from one of our sponsors.
Digital Pool is the ultimate app for billiards enthusiasts, tournament directors, and league operators. Digital Pool enables world-class billiards events by using innovative technology to enhance and streamline the experience at every angle. Experience features like live scoring, text notifications, table assignments, real-time match updates, automatic reporting the Fargo rating, player stats and profiles, live streaming overlays, online player registration, and digital payment tracking. Enjoy all this and more by signing up for your free account at digitalpool.com.
All right, folks, we're back in action.
All right. So Caroline drops one in on the break. She can see the one. I'm not sure that she can come off the rail to make it, though. She might be able to. That is going to work out nicely for her. I believe that... Oh, yep, that cue ball stopped behind the 9. It may have leaked out enough. Grab this. It may have leaked out enough that Janet might be able to see. No, she is not able to see it. She can come off the rail to try and play safe.
I feel as though there's a shot that her point of contact may be inside the pocket. So I think that's why she's going to jump versus going rail first. That's
amazing. That was a great shot. Unfortunately, the cue stopped just close enough that she could. Looks like she can get a shot on the 2.
Let's see if I caught that replay, folks. And we did. Look at this again. What a great shot. Jumping Janet, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that. That worked out nicely. Look at that. That worked out beautiful. She should have a pretty textbook out from here.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to. I feel like I'm just
Jinx
gonna.
her.
Yep. I don't normally believe in the whole commentator curse, but she's playing really well, and I hope that she continues.
How about if we just say that the table is pretty straightforward from here?
Yeah. There you go.
Should be straightforward.
Do a quick shout out to NFI and Blue Emu, as well as Jam Up Apparel and 3-second Q Cases and Team Straight Pool Eye. Those are all Janet's sponsors. I'm sure they're all really proud of her right now.
Absolutely. And Peach Hour.
Yeah, and Peach Hour, but we've already kind of told them that she's a Peach Hour girl.
Peach Hours stood behind the WPBA in general many times as well, and they're fantastic.
Sponsors for the Worlds, right?
Yes, they are. Big sponsors for the Worlds.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that.
And Caroline's sponsored by the other world major sponsor, Olhausen.
Yes.
So thanks to all the people that support the WPBA and the players. Not just our events, but the players too, because without them, a lot of us couldn't be out here doing what we're doing. All right, one rail back across. She may grab the second rail, but that'll be okay.
That's a beautiful shot.
Right.
That will work.
Here she can just hold this cue ball right there. A little bit of draw on it if she likes, just to be comfortable. It'll keep the cue ball off the rail for her to have a nice shot on the 9.
Yeah, I would say she's looking pretty comfortable with whatever she opts to do.
Absolutely.
She's playing really well this morning. Great, great. Yep, just got herself off the rail a little bit.
I can almost feel Janet's energy. Like sometimes when I'm doing this streaming, the girls after their matches will come up to me and be like, Lonnie,
Mm-hmm.
did you feel how nervous I was? I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. All right. Hey,
That's
Janet
great.
Atwell, 6-1 over Caroline Kapow. Let's check out some of the matches that are going on around the room, guys. All right, so Margarita Fefalova taking a pretty solid lead over Sandy Chang, 5-2. Mina Tani is on the hill over Chanel Lorraine. Lisa Cassette, 4-2 over Laura Semko. Rachel Lang and Laura Smith are battling out at threes. Billy Billing has taken a lead very commandingly on Stephanie Mitchell, 4-1. Savannah Easton is up 7-1 over June Myers, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are big Roadrunner fans, Tracy Cantrell is up 5-4 over Shanna Lewis. Those are all elimination round matches, so those girls are fighting for their tournament life. Just keep track of that as we go along.
It's a great break.
Not sure that she has a good shot on the 2. Maybe it goes by the 5 ball. Don't think that it does, but it maybe.
It's close.
She may have a carom into the 5, though.
Yeah.
She may be able to thin the top side of the 2, push the purple ball into the pocket. We'll have to see what her options are. She just has to be mindful that she wants to push the 2 down to the short rail and past the 8. What?
Wow.
Is that possible? How is that possible?
I would not have guessed that.
All right, so it works, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
That'll work. Well,
Well,
it was real close.
It was. That 3 is a tough cut.
Ooh.
I'm kidding. It's not.
All right. So she's going to really feel as though she's going to dig in here. The key shot was going to be from the 6 to the 7 and the 7 to the 8. She's going to have to make sure that she gets that 7 well.
That was a beautiful stroke, actually, to come back around and leave herself so nicely. She's going to need a little force follow to get out of traffic here.
That was it. Sorry, folks. For those of you guys who are watching on Facebook or on Amazon Prime or wherever you're watching, if you're not already a subscriber to our WPBA Billiards YouTube channel, you need to check it out. We always go live on there, and our fans, there's a chat room, there's a live chat that happens, and they're great, and they say some of the very funniest things. So occasionally you'll catch me giggle, and that's probably because I'm reading the chat room.
So Janet's looking at putting that 6 back in the same pocket.
Yeah.
Which will leave her natural shape for the 7. Oh, I take that back.
A little deceleration there on that stroke. Boy, Caroline's just not getting good love here. Janet does miss the 6 and really left Caroline very tough. Let's go to the side view to kind of get a look at the cue, where the cue might go or travel to. Even a safety is difficult from here.
Well, I think if she cuts it, she might bump the 7 out. We'll see. She's got to make the shot. Bottom line, rule number 1, make the shot.
Or play it safe.
Or play it safe, yep.
Oh, what
that was a
good
great
shot.
save. That was a great save.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. There's a good look, folks. She's got her definitely behind the brown 7.
And she got the hit and the save. Puts the pressure back on Caroline. Caroline's had quite a bit of pressure this whole match, actually.
Yeah, she's really just never been able to quite get anything rolling.
Yeah.
Makes it difficult. You really just want
But when she gets
Just
traction,
give me a shot.
yeah, when she gets traction going, she's tough.
She is one of the best, actually. And she's like the nicest human. Caroline is a fantastic human. She actually was speaking about Caroline. She's got some sponsors that are just amazing. She's sponsored by Sugar Tree Q's, Rax Pool Room, which we were just at last month, RJH Custom Q's, of course, Olhausen, which we discussed, Mark Lee, he's a dentist, Castillo Leather Goods, that's tour sponsor, and Onboard Sportswear.
Just missed that 6-ball. Very close.
Yeah, that resave from Janet was absolutely stellar.
Yes. Nice shot. We'll see what she.
Yeah, she fell nicely here.
Yeah, she did.
If she doesn't want to get too crazy, she can go ahead and just accept the shot because she does have to have some angle to get back up table for the 9 anyway.
Yeah, she just doesn't want to leave herself on the rail. She can come off the rail a little bit.
A little bit of draw on the cue ball. Just like that, and she's feeling good, ladies and gentlemen. Now, folks, if you're watching from our Facebook, this will be the last match on our Facebook for the day. We'll be going strictly to our YouTube or to Billiard TV. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to our channels. All right, stretching a little for this 9, but should be just fine.
Putting that peach shower extension on. That puts Janet on the hill, up 7-1.
All right, some of the matches around the room while these ladies are racking. Margarita has extended. She's up 6-2 currently. Mina Tani is up 7-1 on the hill over Chanel Lorraine. Lisa Cassette has started to separate herself from Laura Semko at 5-2. Laura Smith and Rachel are still on 3s. Billy Billings up 5-1 over the Velvet Hammer. Savannah's on the hill over June Myers, 7-1. And Tracy Cantrell is 6-4 over Shayna Lewis. So,
no. Sounds like Dean just announced that Savannah has won her match against June Myers.
All right, so just after we looked at the live scores, they must have updated.
Yep.
Dean just called it out. Savannah Easton will be advancing. This will be the end of the road for June. June actually got in the booth last night. I think she was a little nervous, but we got her there. It was great to have her. She's very seasoned. She was, I believe, April Larson's first coach.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and Kennedy Myman, I think even she has a piece of that.
And Taylor Hansen.
Yep. Okay, so Chanel was just defeated. She'll be exiting this event. Right,
So Caroline actually got a decent break. She's got a shot on the 1. And a road to come back for the 2-ball. It'd be nice to see Caroline put one together here. She does not look very happy there.
I think she's very close.
Yes.
Oh, she's
Very, very close.
almost frozen, if not frozen. She just can't get anything going. She makes striking the ball well, makes decent shots, and then Just cue ball's not working in her favor.
We'll see what she can pull out here. I'm not sure if she can get a... She might be able to put that 2 onto the rail. Leaves a pretty easy combo for Janet.
All right, so Janet's not real mad about the look of this table. It's setting up nicely. She does need to be mindful when she plays the 2-4 combination. Where will the 2 go? Depending on how she hits it. If she hits it on the left side of the pink 4, the 2 should sit up in front of the pocket. If she hits it to the right, it's going to do some moving. Just like that. So
I think she'll be all right there. I think the catch here is gonna be to control the cue ball, so she leaves herself a shot on the 3. She's gonna have to really use a little touch here.
Absolutely, we'll get a good look at it. Thin that ball, come back. Nice shot.
That worked out
Janet.
nicely.
If she fell straight, she may have to put some draw on this. I can't tell how straight she is. Oh, yeah. No, she can go forward 2 rails or not. She may have to play the draw and accept the cut on the 5 in the side pocket.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just spinning. It's a good look at the cue ball spinning right there.
Janet's shooting with a lot of confidence right now.
But I think as a player, you know that you are on the hill.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and so that can add a little extra pressure no matter how good you're playing at the
Right.
moment. All right, nice. Oh boy, she needs a bump. She got one.
Yep.
Maybe not the best bump, but she got one. All right, so one good shot, run it down the rail. This is everybody's least favorite shot. Not a fan of shooting the balls past the side pocket down the rail. They're tough.
This is true.
Definitely tough. You gotta, usually it's better to hit them with a little pace than to try to baby them. Don't give them any room for error.
Rule number 1 is to make the ball. Rule number 2 is not to hit it so hard that you don't have a shot. But
Oh, so smart.
so she just opts to play safe.
So smart.
That worked out
Such a
nicely.
smart
That could have
shot.
easily gone too far and squirted the 6 out to leave Caroline a shot. So that was a great shot on Janet's part.
She's really trying to be patient and just make
Yes.
sure she guarantees herself a win in this
Yeah.
rack. Caroline's going to be kicking at this.
She
6
knows how
ball.
dangerous Caroline is.
They don't call her Kapow for no reason. All right, nice speed there. Came forward a little bit, so it does leave a back cut. You got to cut this ball very thin.
It's hard to control the cue ball.
Cue ball's going to have a lot of pace on it.
Yep.
Janet so far has really had nice cue ball control.
Yeah,
in
very
this
much so.
match. Very smooth and controlled. It's been a pleasure watching her in this match.
Oh, undercut a little bit. So Caroline has a little light coming through the door. Nice speed on Caroline's part. Take it 2 rails.
Get that cue ball off the rail.
Yep. Oh, it gets right up on the 9.
Oh, Caroline, this is the second time in one rack this girl has been froze to a ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just can't get it going in her favor. All right, so she's going to have to make a decision here. There's not really a a big offensive shot, so she's probably just going to
Play safe.
try to find a way to contain the shot and make it as tough as she can on Janet.
I think she's going to try and just get that cue up to the rail. Oh, she hit it a little hard.
She needs the cue to get to the top rail.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
is not a tough shot for Janet, as well as she's shooting right now. And that is a wrap.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Janet Atwell advancing. She's going to be playing Being Hung at 2 p.m. on the B side of this event. Still going, and as well as she played in this match, I think she's going to give Being a run for her money.
I think so.
And then we're sad to say, but it's the end of the road for Caroline Powell.
Yes. Yes.
So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond. I've got Kathy Tischumper in the booth with me.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm going to get ready. Kathy is going to take over for the noon match. We've got Veronique Menard, the Canadian champion, versus Jordan Helfrey. So you guys don't forget to come back. If you're new to us, please subscribe on our YouTube channel at WPBA Billiards. And we'll be back in action soon.
Thank you so much.
Hi, it's Chanel Rain, and you're watching the WPBA on YouTube.